sunshine, 30 degrees Celsius, double the humidity of 24 hours ago. This is the ultimate challenge for any racing driver anywhere in the world. Never mind a kart racer. To be the best, you have got to put up or shut up. 13:45, the hour is nigh, and it's time to go racing in the FIA Karting European Championships second round finale. David Vidales and Senna van Valstein on the front row of the grid from Giuseppe Palomba and Jean Nomblo, Emilion Denner and Riccardo Longhi from Paolo Besencenes and Giacomo Pellini, Emil Scaras and Ben Tonquist Persson from Martin van Leuven and Valentino Fritsch, Matthew Payne and Pierre Loubert, Leonardo Bisotto and Francisco Sagrera, Paolo Tonteri and Jean Louillet from KZ2 and Giuseppe Fusco, Max Tuban and Alessio Pacini, Alexander Schmitz and Isaac Sjokvist from Artem Koselev and Roberto Manducci, Christian Habulin and Simone Cunati, Natalia Balbo and Hubert Petit from Leonardo Marsiglia, Non Leon, Rocco Tancredi and Lorenzo Giannoni. This is the toughest fight any of these drivers are going to have had this season. The pressure is higher and more intense than any of their previous campaigns. The European Championship is the precursor to the Championship of the World, which of course takes place on the 4th weekend in September at Lonato. But this will decide a European champion. You've got to be strong, fast, consistent, disciplined, patient, and incredibly strong. So the drivers will warm up the tyres and brakes. They obviously want to make sure they don't do too much work with it. This is all about delicacy. Tyre management and brake management is absolutely critical in these races. 20 laps, double the intensity of the heats they've had before. So this is mind management, strategy, focus, concentration, and no-nonsense speed. The drivers will come to the front of the grid. Is David Vidales going to become a European champion, or will it go the way of the Swede Emil Scaras, or even the Italian Simone Cunati? What role will Giuseppe Palomba, Riccardo Longhi, and the Dutchman Senna van Valstein play in the title fight? Or could we see a massive surprise? Paolo Besencenes and Philip Hall both mathematically can still become champion. You never know what can happen. Philip Hall is not going to be racing, sadly. However, his rival, Paolo Besencenes, definitely is. So the drivers line up in the starting positions. Vidales, Van Walstein, Palomba, Nomblo, Denner, Longhi, Besencenes, Pellini, Scaras, Tonquist Persson, Van Leuven and Fritsch. The red flag goes at the front of the grid. The green flag flies at the back of it. It's time for 20 laps of racing to get underway at the Circuito Internazionale Napoli. Go! And it's a terrible start for Van Walstein. Contact with him and Jean Nomblo. It's all over for Van Walstein. 2 or 3 karts have gone off onto the grass already to try and take avoiding action, but it's not the greatest of starts for Senna van Valstein, and a big problem down the order for the 354. That is Paolo Tonteri. As they head up through the Ayrton Senna hairpin for the first time, it is David Vidales who's hit the front, and in second place, it's the 304 of Giuseppe Palomba. In second position, the hometown hero runs in second behind Vidales in the opening stages. So up into Vesuvio Una, along the paddock straight, into Vesuvio 2, and this is going to be a tough fight. Vidales, Palomba, into third position, has broken Emilion Denner, and that is Giacomo Pellini, I think, in fourth position. A brilliant start from Pellini, and then it is Jean Nomblo in front of Riccardo Longhi and Paolo Besencenes. Now, the big question is, how is this going to sort out the championship? Well, as they come across the line, we will find out. The end of the first lap shows us that if Vidales wins this race with Scaras where he is, then Vidales is going to be the champion by 6 points. A win is critical, but Palomba wants to take it, and Giuseppe Palomba is all over the back. So Emil Scaras is still in 9th place. Heartbreak for Senna van Walstein as he is touring into the pit lane to retire after the start line problems. And it's a disappointing end to the weekend for Senna van Walstein. A great chance to win the final disappears in an instant. But now the battle is going to be incredibly tough from here as Giuseppe Palomba tries his utmost to try and make the progress past the race leader David Vidales. Great shuffling in the deck as Pellini is trying to shake off Besencenes. We've still got plenty to do and plenty to see as the racing continues up at the front end of the field. Longhi's up to 4th, Nomblo's up to 5th, Giacomo Pellini drops down into 6th position. So at the end of lap 2, Vidales has got Palomba all over the back of him. Palomba is set to move up into second place in the Drivers' Championship if he finishes in second place. But if he overtakes Vidales, then he's going to be European champion himself. And now Emilion Denner is getting into the hunt there in third position. So this is a straight championship fight now between Vidales and Palomba. With Scaris down in 9th position, he's only going to come away with 43 points. So if Vidales beats Palomba, he's the champion. If Palomba beats Vidales, he is the champion. It couldn't be closer. It's a showdown in this final race of the season. And on lap 3, they both have an opportunity. If Vidales beats Palomba, he'll be 6 points clear. But then that will swing in the favor of Palomba if he gets through, because he'll score 5 points more to end up on 49, and Vidales would end up on 5 points less. That's 45. So as it stands in this battle between the two of them, either Vidales is going to be European champion by 6 points to Palomba, or if Palomba overtakes, he's going to be the European champion by 4 points to Vidales. It's so close. And on lap 4, they are already dueling with Emilion Denner and Riccardo Longhi trying to get themselves into the hunt as well. It looks as though it's going to be just 3 of them in the battle for the victory. As up the inside of Palomba, that's crucial. Denner trying to get through, and Palomba does not let him get there. Now that could have been the championship decided all there, because if Palomba fell into the clutches of Emilion Denner, he could have started the backwards tumble down the order, as Longhi now moves to cover the defensive line from Jean Nomblo. Bezencenes in 6th place. Polini is 7th. Tornfist Person in 8th place. From Emil Scaris in 9th. No, he's up to 8th place now. He's made the move. And now Pierre Loubert gets up into 9th place as he gets the move on Ben Tornfist Person. And there's a great tussle between Nomblo, Bezencenes, and that's Pierre Loubert, I believe. Trying to move their way forward. No, that's Nomblo and Bezencenes up past Riccardo Longhi. And that pretty much spells the end of the battle, as Scaris has moved up into 8th position. So Scaris in 8th place. He now ties for the 2nd place in the standings with Giuseppe Palomba. But with Scaris taking the win at Wackersdorf in Germany, that would make him 2nd place, as again Emilion Denner tries. Palomba can't afford to settle for 2nd place. If Scaris keeps rising through the field, he's got to go for the victory on Vidales. Scaris is making progress, 1 place at a time, and if he keeps on making up enough, even Vidales' victory is not certain at the front end of the field. Scaris is not out of this yet. He's still pushing. His next target is Giacomo Polini. It's a 3-way fight for the championship. 2 of them are 1st and 2nd. Scaris is currently sat in 8th place, trying to make up more progress. The more places he can pick off, the more points he's going to take from this final to keep that lead in the championship safe. Vidales is leading the race and currently is looking at 50 points. Scaris is in 8th place and is looking to equal Palomba in 2nd on 44 points apiece. But this could change dramatically. Don't forget, the point scoring system is identical to that of MotoGP. So 25 points for a win, 20 for 2nd, 16 for 3rd, 13 for 4th, and 11 for 5th, with 1 point decreases all the way down to 15th place for a single solitary point for 15th. But David Vidales is currently leading in front of Giuseppe Palomba, and that would make Vidales the champion. However, if Scaris keeps making up places, and he is trying to chase down Giacomo Polini for 7th place, then that is looking very edgy. The battle continues at the sharp end of the field, and this man, David Vidales, is currently looking set to win the European Championship. He's just got to keep the focus for another 14 laps. Out of Pagliuca, up the long straight towards the Ayrton Senna hairpin. And David Vidales leads in front of Giuseppe Palomba. Emilion Denner is 3rd from Nomblo, Bezencenes, then Longhi, Bellini, Scaris, Loubert, Tornfist Persson, Luye, Havercourt, Fusco and Van Leuven. 2 retirements so far. Rather sadly, it's Senna Van Valstein who's out of the race, and also Christian Abulin, and that is Matthew Payne, I think, who has made the move on Natalia Balbo further through the field. So Matthew Payne making up places dramatically. Hubert Petit's done better than anyone, though, at that. He's up 11 places from 30th on the grid to 19th. So he's going beautifully at the moment, Hubert Petit. A big lunge from Denner on Palomba, and he's through in a 2nd place. And Nomblo's going to get through as well. And it's also going to be Bezencenes. That's changed the face of the championship. Palomba back on the inside to get back 4th position. Well, Palomba's racing to save his bacon at the moment as he hangs on in there. But this is going to drop him down the championship order now. Palomba's going to be 3rd on 37 if he stays where he is. He's got to make up those places back to get into second place if he wants to be champion on home soil. But here comes Bezencenes. He wants a crack at it in 4th position. Riccardo Longhi in 6th place, eyeing up a chance as well. Giacomo Bellini in 7th in front of Emil Scaras, but it looks as though Scaras is not quite going to be able to make up the progress to get to the top 3. If he can make up more progress, though, it will definitely tighten things up between him and the race leader, David Vidales, who is looking set to become the European champion. And there's contact in the hairpin, contact at Monza. We've got 2 or 3 drivers who have come together at the Monza hairpin. Now that has caused a bit of an issue. That is Natalia Balbo and Simone Cunati. Simone Cunati is out of the race. Wow, that is a disaster. Natalia Balbo is off as well, but Simone Cunati, well, he gets going again, but he's now at the back of the field. Natalia Balbo likewise, but for Simone Cunati, that has ended his chances of becoming European champion. Disaster for the man, 2nd in the point standings coming into this weekend. It's all over for Simone Cunati. That is disastrous. Well, the race continues up front, and it's Vidales leading now from Emilion Denner and Jean Nomblo, and Bezencenes getting on the inside line of Giuseppe Palomba. Palomba trying to hold on, but he can't through Schumacher, and Bezencenes is through into 4th. And so now it looks as though the championship fight is going to be a 2-way fight. Vidales in the lead of the race, as up past comes Longhi on Palomba. It's all falling apart as Palomba now falls into 6th position, just 2 places ahead of Emil Scaras. Now Scaras in 8th position, if he gets past Palomba, which Bellini is now next in line to do, but then if Scaras does so as well, that's another point for Emil Scaras, and that will take him to 45, but that will still be 5 points adrift from David Vidales, who therefore would be very, very hard pushed to keep Emilion Denner and Jean Nomblo at bay. This is going to be right to the wire. Denner and Nomblo are pushing Vidales. If they get through, Scaras can be champion. This is all going to come down to what happens in this final between David Vidales and the 2 Sodicarts of Denner and Nomblo. If they get through, Scaras can be champion. It's so tough, it's so tight, and it's come right down to the wire. And Vidales is having to go defensive on lap 10 out of 20. Vidales is playing defensive. This is how hard he wants to fight for the title, as Nomblo makes the move on his teammate Denner. That backs them into Paolo Bezencenes, the privateer. But is that enough of a break for David Vidales? He's certainly got a couple more kart lengths, and that's going to help a little bit for the Spaniard. But has he done enough? David Vidales trying to hang on to it. He's just got to keep it going. But this is not easy, especially with now a trio of Sodicarts. Jean Nomblo and Emilion Denner for the works team, and the privateer Paolo Bezencenes, who was a winner yesterday in the heats, charging onto the back of the Spaniard. If they all manage to go for him, then it's going to change things dramatically, as it looks as though we've had a bit of an incident for one of the CRGs further back. Or is that Simone Cunati once again? Yes, it is. Simone Cunati and Natalia Balbo trying to recover. Up the inside goes Denner. Denner makes the move on Nomblo. They need to stop racing each other here. If they stop racing each other and work together, they've got a chance on Vidales. But they're scrapping away with each other. And now Riccardo Longhi's joined the battle. So Riccardo Longhi's getting into it. Bezencenes dives up the inside of Nomblo, and he gets through, and Longhi's going to try and get up the inside as well into Pagliuca, and he gets through. So Longhi's up to 4th. Now what does that do to Longhi's title attack? Well, that closes him up to within 1 more point of Palomba. This could be Longhi getting into 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship. If he can get past Paolo Bezencenes, he's got a chance. But now Palomba is swarming around all over the back of... that's going to be Jean Nomblo, hasn't it? So yes, Palomba is all over the back of Jean Nomblo now. Meanwhile, in 2nd place, Emilion Denner has dropped the guys behind, and he's going after David Vidales. Emil Scaras' championship bid could well rest on whether Emilion Denner can get past David Vidales in the lead of the race. This is absolutely nail-biting stuff. It's turning into one of the best finals of a KZ2 European Championship in recent history. This is going to be absolutely stellar as Vidales hangs on in front of Emilion Denner into lap 13. 8 to go. Out of Pagliuca. Denner's got an amazing run as he comes up to the Ayrton Senna hairpin. Vidales is going to go defensive on the inside. He's got to hold that inside line through Senna. He tries to cut back. Emilion Denner, they're going to go side by side into Rossa. They bang wheels and Vidales holds on. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely fever pitch in KZ2. And still Vidales hangs on to the lead. Denner in second. Bezencenes is third from Nomblo, Longhi, Palomba, Bellini and ML Scaras sat in 8th place, hoping against hope that Emilion Denner can get through and pass David Vidales. If he does and Scaras makes up 1 place, they will tie for points in the championship, but Scaras will get it based on his win at Wackersdorf. This is so tight. This is so close. In the final hairpin, into lap 14 they go, 7 remaining, and Denner's nearly clambering over the back of David Vidales in his bid to come through. Denner wants this win. Vidales has got to try and hold him up. They're side by side, they meet each other. How did they stay out of trouble? Vidales gets the car stopped at the braking zone. That was absolutely amazing from Vidales. Great kart control. And now Denner's going to go for it into Monza. Again, Vidales says no. Sensational from David Vidales. This is easily the best KZ2 race of the 2019 season I have ever seen, and it's all come down to this. Now Bezencenes is going to make the bid to get past Denner, and he gets through. That's given Vidales a bit of a clean break. Now Emil Scaras is struggling to keep tabs on Giacomo Bellini up front. So from his point of view, he's got to hope that there's a little incident up in front of him, and it looks quite likely in the way things are currently stacking up. 6 laps to go. Vidales leads. Bezencenes is second. Denner, Nomblo, Longhi, Palomba, Bellini, and ML Scaras. Martin van Leuven's come up to 9th place. Then Ben Torf's person, Jean Luyet, Pierre Lubert, Alessio Pacini, Fusco, Sagrera, Bisotto, Marcellia, Petit, Tubman, Manducci, Fritsch, Payne, Giannoni, Schmitz, Tonteri, Havercourt, Sjokvist, and Kosarev. And this is going to be an amazing showdown all the way to the death now, as David Vidales has ripped heaven and earth apart to hang on to his lead. But now it's the turn of Paolo Bezencenes. He's got nothing to lose. Can he go for it now on Vidales? Vidales defends deep into Vesuvio Due, and as they come up to Grifone, he's got to keep a hold of this. Bezencenes is going to try, but Vidales blocks the cover. As he continues to hold the 5 drivers up behind him, there's a chance for Scaras to close up on Bellini, and that's how things are going to be stacking up. 5 to go. 5 laps to decide the KZ2 European Championship. Here goes Bezencenes. He's side by side with Vidales. He squeezes him onto the grass. And Denner gets through round the outside into 2nd place. Vidales is absolutely resolute. I am going to be European champion. Don't even think about taking this away from me. He holds the line in Monza. And Emilion Denner tries again. So Denner's had a crack at him. Bezencenes has had a crack at him. Nomblo's had a crack at him. And now Denner's going to try again. Out of Vesuvio Una. Down the paddock straight. Into Vesuvio Due. Vidales covers to defend. This is absolutely sensational racing in KZ2 in the FIA Karting European Championship. Worthy of a showdown. But the European Championship comes down to this, and Vidales is going to win the title if he hangs on to the lead. But he's got a bunch of 5 trying to rip it from him. Into the first corner, through Paliuca. Back on the gears, 4th, 5th, 6th, and now Denner's going to go left. Vidales tries to hold the inside line. Denner's going to hold it round the outside, and Denner's got the lead. Denner leads. Absolutely incredible from Emilion Denner. That has made this such an epic fight now, because Vidales has got to try against hope to get back into the lead. Otherwise, he's only going to have 1 point on Emil Scaras. If he loses 1 more place, the Swede is going to be the champion. Scaras can't quite keep up with this train, but he just has to stay put. Here goes Bezencenes. He takes it from Vidales. Vidales goes down to 4th, to 5th. Emil Scaras is said to be the champion of Europe. And there goes Bellini on the inside. Vidales tries, but he can't hold on. He's down to 7th place. And now Emil Scaras is going to be the European champion if he could just hang on in there for the final 3 laps. That's how quickly this championship has changed hands. The Swedes in the stands are going bananas, as now Emil Scaras is going to snatch victory away from the jaws of defeat. Out in front, it's Emilion Denner. Paolo Bezencenes in second and Jean Nomblo in third. But it means that Emil Scaras is now back in the lead of the Drivers' Championship with 44 points to Denner, Bezencenes and Palomba, who all have 35. Absolutely incredible. They're going to be tied for second place. All three of them on 35 points. Who knew it was going to be this tight a fight? Down to Grafoni. The photographers don't know which way to look. There's so much action going on. You don't want to snap the wrong thing at the wrong moment. This is absolutely nail-biting. 2 laps to go, and Emilion Denner looks set for the victory. Paolo Bezencenes, the privateer, looks set for second, and that is a massive achievement in and of itself. A privateer to get up to second place in the European Championship final. That is an amazing feat for Paolo Bezencenes, and he can be so proud of that if he can hang on to it. Jean Nomblo is currently third. Longhi is fourth. Palomba, the hometown hero, is now in fifth. Sixth is Bellini. Seventh is David Vidales. 3 laps ago, he was leading this and looking set to be European champion. But now, that is going to go the way of the man in 8th place. Hang on a minute, Van Leuven's got past Scaras, and Scaras has got past Vidales. Scaras is ahead of Vidales. That guarantees it, surely. Emil Scaras finishing ahead of David Vidales would seal the deal. And so now Emil Scaras is looking at 43 points. 44 as he comes across the line. But we go into the last lap, and Sodikart are about to do the unthinkable. They're about to eclipse the podium. The French giants are likely to snatch victory away from the Italian stallions, as Sodikarts are likely to be 1, 2, and 3 on the podium in the European Championship finale here at the Circuito Internazionale Napoli. And this man, Emilion Denner, has traded blows with everyone who stood before him this weekend. He's tried uppercut after cut up to hook, and he has been absolutely in it right from the door. Emilion Denner is going to sweep through in the final few corners. After an electrifying final, he will be confirmed as second in the European Championship, but it's going to be an amazing victory, and they'll talk about this one for months. In the final turn, Emilion Denner takes the checkered flag and wins at Sarno. But look back, Emil Scaras is the European champion. Absolutely fantastic. What an amazing finish to this European Championship final. Oh my goodness me. Emil Scaras has clinched victory from the jaws of defeat. The odds were stacked completely against him. But now the Swedish champion and Emilion Denner is confirmed as second in the Drivers' Championship with an amazing victory here at the Circuito Internazionale Napoli. I don't believe it. What a race. Emilion Denner wins from Paolo Bezencenes and Jean Nomblo. The tricolor dominates the podium. Riccardo Longhi, Giuseppe Palomba and Giacomo Bellini from Martin Van Leuven and the new European champion Emil Scaras. David Vidales is 9th in the end from Tornfis, Persson and Pacini. Louier, Fusco, Marcellia and Lubert from Sagrera, Bisotto, Petit, Manducci and Tubben. Then Valentino Fritsch and Matthew Payne. Lorenzo Giannoni and Paavo Tonteri from Alex Schmitz and Isaac Sjokvist. Then Artem Kosarev and Rocco Tancredi from Noel Leon and Simone Cunati. What a disappointing end to the season for him. With the retirements, Kaz Havercourt, Natalia Balbo, Christian Habulin and Senna van Waalstein on the very first lap. But who would have thought this championship finale would have taken so many twists and turns in 20 laps? That's how good KZ2 Gearbox Racing is. It's just one of the best shows you're ever going to get in motorsport. And Emil Scaras, the Swede, has done the unthinkable. Going into that race, it was all about David Vidales. Now